So I'm buying a house and I have no job, no income, and no money in my bank account. This is how I'm gonna do it. Alright, so welcome to the channel. A lot of you guys are probably gonna be pretty new here, so you probably don't know what my financial situation is. Basically summed up, I haven't worked in 2 years. I essentially have no income. I make a little bit of money off of stocks and investments and whatnot, but it's barely enough to feed me and fill my tank of gas. Alright, so to jump right into it, like this requires a lot of actual labor. The houses and the properties that we are looking for, ones that need a lot of TLC or a lot of work and labor to be able to extract some equity out of the property. So I wouldn't be making this video if I wasn't already under contract for a property, which essentially means that I've put in an offer for a house, they've accepted that offer, and now it basically falls onto me to be able to provide the amount of money that we agreed upon to take over this property. And so to back up a little bit of how we got here and how we were able to make offers on properties with no job and no income, we're going down the route of hard money lenders. So hard money lenders are another way to get a large amount of money without having to go through all of the strict criteria that traditional banks have you go through. And so hard money lenders also typically charge a higher interest rate than banks do. So you really can't lollygag and take your sweet time when going through this process. Your time is essentially going to be your money. Okay, so with all that being said, the initial price for the house was $350,000. Since I have no income, I also have to make sure that I'm borrowing enough money that I'm going over that amount so that I can keep myself afloat for the next couple of months. I'm essentially living off of borrowed money and borrowed time for that fact. My offer of $325,000 cash was accepted. Let's break down all the finances and how that will work. I was able to get all $350,000 from a hard money lender. This is contingent on them being able to place a lien on the property. So essentially, if I don't pay their money back in the time frame that we had specified, that means they get to take it and they get to sell it to recoup all of their funds. So we have borrowed $350,000 of hard money. $325,000 of those dollars is the purchase price of the actual home. The other 25% is left kind of in reserves for any of the closing costs or any of the fees that we have to get into. So with that in mind, we have borrowed $350,000 at an interest rate of 10%. We would be paying $35,000 in interest over the course of 1 year. But since we need to pay them monthly, which gives you $2,906.67 or $2,917 over the course of 6 months, which is what we have agreed upon to be a balloon payment of that loan. So at the end of 6 months, the $350,000 becomes due back to the hard money lender. So that means over the course of 6 months, we will have paid $17,500 to the lender for borrowing their money to be able to make this purchase on this home. And on top of that, there was an initial fee of $4,000 to even be able to get the loan from the lender. Instead of paying back $350,000 at the end of 6 months, we will have to pay $354,000. And so that's why the additional money that we have borrowed from that lender is very beneficial, because essentially we're going to be paying them back with their money until we're able to have completed and finished the renovations on the home and either sell it or get a cash out refinance on the property and then use that money from the cash out refinance at a better market price. Then we will take the money that we get from there to be able to pay off the hard money lender and then turn it into a traditional loan that we can pay month to month. And so the goal of this is honestly to utilize it as an investment property. Yes, at the end of this process, you will either have to sell the home and be able to take all of your money out, pay back the hard money lender, pay off all the fees and the dues, and then whatever you make on top of that is what you have initially earned for the year. Or you go another route and you rent out the property, which then if you can rent out the property, then you have income coming in, then you can turn around, do a cash out refinance, take the money out of the equity of the property, pay back your hard money lender, and then continue to pay the monthly mortgage on the property with the money that you are given by the renters. So I know that is a lot of information and a lot of knowledge just all being thrown at you right off the bat. And so that is essentially how I have been able to put in a bid for a property with the intent of fixing it to either flip the property or to rent it out and get into my very first home. Okay, so I hope the numbers make sense and I hope I explained it in a good enough format for you guys to understand. I'm actually super excited and stressed at the same time. When I found out that our bid got accepted, I was like overwhelmed because it has been a couple of months and we've tried to put bids in on multiple properties and we've viewed probably a dozen different other properties. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that and I hope that was helpful. I will keep you guys updated as this process goes along. I hope to vlog a lot more of the stuff, and once we start to actually do the hands-on stuff, I will definitely be bringing you guys along just to be recording the entire process, because this is my very first ever flip and fix. I'm kind of excited to see how this turns out, and I have some really big ideas for this property. That's it for this video. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, you beautiful people. All right, peace out.
Look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been